Mic check. Good morning. Good morning. Mic check. Trying to get the camera adjusted after traveling to the board meeting last night. Got a little thing up. All right. We're a couple minutes away here. I'm going to mute it just for a second.
Good morning, everyone. A little bit of rain and moisture out there this morning. Hope everyone's doing well, staying healthy. We're glad to be visiting with you again this morning and keeping some communication. Just thank you all for tuning in. If you know, especially our valued staff members that aren't joining us for these meetings, please encourage them to join us because there's always important information for us to update them on. One of the most important things that I have for an update today is because of our action at the board meeting last night. First of all, just a huge thank you to our board members. Like I mentioned before, elected officials, they've volunteered for this position. I don't think any of us volunteered for some of the decisions that we've been having to make in recent days. And I know all of us are in it together and just value their leadership. Last night, we rolled out a pandemic response plan, just as many other districts are across the nation. So I will talk to that in a little bit. But at this time, I'd like to introduce again this morning with us is Becky Eckhart, our Director of Student Services. And she's going to give us an update on what's going on in our district and across the community regarding the health situation. So Becky, if you'd please give us an update.
Good morning, everybody. This is Becky. Again, in regular contact with Dakota County Health multiple times a day with the Emergency Operations Center. We have great communication with them and the other agencies. As of this morning, there are 27 cases throughout the state of Nebraska that have been confirmed. And Dakota County continues to actively test people, but at this point in time, there are 0 confirmed cases in Dakota County. Again, there's lots of rumors out there. I got that information directly from Dakota County Health Director. There are 0 cases that are confirmed in Dakota County at this point in time.
Right.
I would just emphasize everybody that social distancing, it's a real thing. We can all do our part by maintaining a 6-foot distance. We can do that, especially our staff that are working today, or you need to go out to the grocery store. Just be mindful of keeping that 6-foot distance between folks. Thank you very much.
Yeah. And regarding that statement, a special message to you have some actions that will be going on in the buildings. There will be some consistent messaging going out today. Do you want to speak about that?
Sure, I can. I've asked building secretaries today just to remind folks, it's a hard thing for all of us because as humans, we like to interact with each other and be close to each other. So it's just natural to walk up to someone to have a conversation. And so I've asked the building secretaries to help me out today, just doing all calls for the folks that are in our building, just to remind us, because it is, I struggle with it myself, trying to remember I need to keep that 6-foot distance. And then just, we all have the permission to remind those around us if they forget and get a little too close. It's okay to say we need to remember to keep our social distance. It is not being impolite or rude if you just friendly remind people to keep that social distance. So I'm just going to really encourage everybody to do that. All the medical professionals and experts on coronavirus have said that social distancing works. So we just want a reminder to be vigilant about that.
You bet. All right. Thank you very much for that. This morning was the delivery of our Krispy Kreme donuts for our post-prom fundraiser. And so we have a few boxes of those here at our district office from our employees that participated in that. So I know some of you are probably enjoying some of those this morning, which is great. But along those lines, just a message to our students from our parents. You know, I've been in direct contact with some parents that were involved in that fundraiser, but also, you know, as during this time, you know, parents, we know it's a tough situation. Some of us, such as myself, are in the same boat to keep your kids at home, you know, and have activities and family activities and school activities for them to do. We'll try to do our part to help out with that. But even our police department has had is suggesting and urging us to send a message this morning, which I'm doing. So you as parents, you students are listening, please help your part in fighting this spread and not grouping up, also honoring that social distance. And that, you know, that means, you know, not gathering at each other's house or at places, even if it's outdoors, that's great, but make sure you maintain that social distance. And we thank you for that. Getting back to the board action, last night we did take action on a few items. We talked about some resignations and such. Just a reminder to the public that all those agendas are available on our website. The minutes are available on our website. Last night's board meeting, the live link to that is available. There will be some detailed information coming out today in an email form to our employees. If you listened to the board meeting last night, which you're able to go back and watch the link again, we did adopt a resolution related to the Nebraska Emergency Management Act because the President of the United States, the governor, and now our county emergency management director have all declared emergencies. The board adopted a resolution that gives the superintendent, myself, some exclusive powers to just move forward as needed in this emergency time so that we don't have to have regular board meetings for all actions. And that will greatly free us up to act in this constantly evolving landscape that we're all in, and do it in a manner that provides safety for all of our stakeholders. So I appreciate that. Other things that went on to board meeting, we talked about our football bleachers are not in really good shape, our football stadium bleachers, and so we're looking at possibly repairing them. We're currently repairing our track, so that's ready to go for track season when we reconvene. And then talked about some personnel items such as some resignations and then also some appointments. And most of the board meeting, there was a large closed session where we did talk about the pandemic response plan, how we are going to, first of all, we express a lot of thanks to our employees and during this time, but we also want to be able to treat everyone in a manner that is within our budget, but it's fair, and we value those people, and we know that none of us saw this happening this year, and we just want to maintain what we can from the district level fiscally, but also ethically and morally. And I am proud of the way our directors, especially Aaron Heineman and Jill Gill, did a lot of research for days of research with other districts, meeting with our legal firms, our school board, and they were able to advise our school board last night in closed session. So if you watch the meeting, that's what's going on in closed session, is all that data sharing. And just like we've been trying to do, then the board came out of closed session. We had some recommendations for them from the district level, and they were able to act on some of those recommendations. And I'm very proud of the response plan that they did adopt. And that, like, once again, that is under the administrative discretion. There's no official action required on that because we are operating under the Nebraska Emergency Act now. And so the superintendent does have some administrative powers in that regarding employees and some actions going forward. Details of that will be shared out later in an email to employees. So please be watching for that. We hope to get that out yet today, but please give us some time to make that something that is clear. And then there will also be a chance in there. Hold your questions until that time. When you get a chance to read through the details, if you have questions, if we want to be responsive, there will be instructions there on how to ask questions and where to ask them to. At this time, I'd also like to say we want to move forward with making sure we're staying in connection with everyone, especially our students. And so we'll be creating another broadcast, another live stream every day at 1 o'clock, correct, Lance?
Well, today's is going to be at 1 o'clock. We have yet to determine the exact time.
Okay.
Right,
Correct.
Becky? So, yeah.
So today at 1 o'clock, for sure, we'll have a cardinal time, and it's for our students and parents, and we hope, and staff. And so it's going to,
In community, anybody that wants
Well,
to
yeah.
visit, yeah.
it'll be public. So,
But it's targeted to the students, you're right.
yeah. So at 12:50, get your popcorn in the microwave and get ready to sit down and watch Cardinal Time at 1:00.
Online edition.
Online edition. Yeah. And we hope to make that an informative but entertaining, and also, just a time for us all to keep connected. We're all used to coming to school together, and we're hearing it from everyone, staff, students, parents, that we're all missing that time together, which is great. It's a great sign that we have that connection. It would be alarming to me if we weren't, expressing that we want to somehow connect. So we're going to help try to provide that venue. So today at 1:00, Cardinal Time for everybody, and then there'll be directions going forward. So also, just wanted to give a update, Lance, on FAQ document, the frequently asked questions.
Yeah, so obviously, the FAQs are working well, and everybody's been a huge part of that, and I appreciate that. We do have some updates to make on there today, and so we plan to get that out there. It's the same procedure. Once you've checked that over, then please submit your questions using the form located on there, or Let's Talk, or obviously we try to answer as many questions as we can off of the live chat on our streams here, on our YouTube streams as well. So yeah, please follow that and ask your questions. And like I said, we're going to do our best to get them answered, but it's just a quick turnaround right now from last night. We do have to get some things updated on there, and we will today.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Anything there? I think that's.
Thank you. All right. Yeah, so there'll be some information coming on that email for our staff, but also I think it's important, spread the word, students. If you're listening to this, 1:00 Cardinal Time, remember that, and be tuned in. How will that link be shared on our website, Lance? Or
Yes.
okay,
Yep. We'll put the link out. We're going to email it to students
okay.
today
So
to their email addresses. The older ones, the ones that have their Chromebooks, but we'll have it posted on our social media accounts. We're going to have it posted on our coronavirus COVID-19 informational page, and then of course if they've subscribed to the channel, they'll get an alert. So
all right, so 1:00 Cardinal Time. Stay abreast. Social media. Students will get direct contact, but help us spread the word on that.
Older students, but it's really for all of our students. So,
Yeah.
So if they don't have an email, or if they're the younger students that don't have email or whatever, or access at home, they'll still be able to get to it. I have a question here about the meals. They're asking, their students go to St. Mike's, and they're wondering if they can still get a free meal. And I want to answer that as yes. Any child 0 to 18 can come get a meal at any one of the locations we've listed.
Yeah, we are in the meal distribution follows our summer plan actually right now. So there's no questions asked. If you're between 0 and 18, we would like to be students of South Sioux City schools. So as long as you pull up, and then Aaron's that's a good lead in for Aaron Heineman, our Director of Business Operations, who's also in charge of nutrition services. She will talk a little bit today about how we're going to be delivering that food. With the weather, we'd like to make it very easy for parents to pick it up. So it's changed a little bit from yesterday, same times and locations, but how it's picked up has changed a little bit. So if Aaron, if you want to speak to that a little bit, please.
Good morning. Yes, the weather forecast for today all day is rain, so we want to do our best to keep both our students and our staff dry. So what we're doing today is we will have school vehicles parked by the designated door at each of our meal pickup sites. The school vehicle will be parked there, and it will have its hazard lights on, its emergency hazard lights on. So just look for the vehicle. You can drive up to the vehicle, and there will be a staff member in the vehicle to hand your meals to you. The weather forecast for tomorrow is snow. So if you come today to get your meals, we will also give you your meals for tomorrow. So you don't have to come back again tomorrow. If you're not able to come today and you want to get meals tomorrow, all of our sites will still be open and we will still have vehicles parked outside for you to pick up those meals, as we plan that it will probably be snowing tomorrow. Please stay tuned for next week. Prior to Monday, we will notify everybody of what the meal pickup for next week will look like.
All right, thank you. So once again, today and going forward, I think we're gonna continue to try to use vehicles, correct? We'll keep people updated on what that vehicle might look like. Today it's gonna be school vehicles, but we may transition to yellow buses, so we don't know for sure, but we'll keep you updated on that. But today, go to your same sites, look for the vehicle with the flashing hazard lights on. That's where the food is. It's inside those vehicles, so please drive up there and you'll get your food. Aaron's talking a little bit about snow. I've never done this before, but kids, I'm just gonna call it right now. You don't have to show up tomorrow, so we'll call a snow day for tomorrow for the kids. So we will continue to update you. Like I said, 1 o'clock is a cardinal time, so everybody follow the link for that, and we hope to visit with you again then. Have a great day.